Hello, welcome to Turn It Up. Special guest, Johnny Sutton. Sutto, thanks for coming on. Don't leave me hanging.
No worries, Joey.
It's a Bronny thing. It's a Bronny Maroubra thing.
336 games record for the Bunnies. Do you always want to be a Bunny?
Yeah, growing up, all I did was surf and footy. So I wasn't going to make a career out of surfing, so I had to do something.
When you're middle teens, would you prefer to be a pro surfer or footy player?
Pro surfer, 100%.
Yeah. Wow.
Mate, what's that wave? What's that wave they
Ours.
catch? The one where you pretty much catch it onto the cliff.
Yeah.
Have you been on that?
Yeah, I've got a couple out there. One of the boys towed me in a one, and I didn't really realise how big it was until he sent me the shots.
So. Oh, you just burnt me. That was a comp we had down at Maroubra.
You had a surf that day. I took you out easy, I think.
Yeah, you got me.
I still get in the water?
Yeah, I love it. If I'm let at Heffron, train with the boys, I'm usually down the beach. So.
What about your junior club? Where'd you play your junior club coming up?
Played for Kensington United. Rennie Matul played there as well. We won 10 comps in a row there, from under 7s to 16s. So,
no way.
Yeah, we had it was a very successful club and a very good team. So yeah, it was pretty good times back then.
You got kids of your own now. Your son, he plays?
Yeah, Ace, he's 9. He plays for South Eastern, and I've got a 14-year-old daughter, Pippi. Yeah, she's a dancer.
Does she play?
Nah, she doesn't. Girly girl,
South Sydney's been a big part of your life. You're still involved with it. Coaching capacity?
Yeah, so I'm just working with the first grade now under Wayne. He's given me a good role, which I enjoy, and I'm just happy to be around the boys. It's playing for so long, it's hard to adjust and figure out what to do, but I really enjoy my role and the coaching side of it as well. So.
You spoke about that adjusting after retirement. I know myself, I really struggled for 18 months. You had a bit of a hard time, didn't you, when you retired? Yeah,
I did. You just get a bit lost. A bit of drinking and stuff like that, took me away. So, but I've been working hard on that stuff, and I've got a really good family, close-knit family, and everything's been going good.
So you lean on other players when they retire? You talk to other players who retire, going through that hard sort of transition?
Yeah, I think I've talked to a lot of players, and it's pretty much the same thing. Everyone's going through the same thing, yeah. And I guess if you got good support and you open up and let people know what you're going through, that really helped me at the time. So
it's amazing. We got shots of the grand final 2014. You can see why people, get in a bit of trouble when they retire. What was that like? Like when you finally held that trophy up, what did that feel like?
It gives me goosebumps now. I think I wanted to do that for so long. And, I was there for 10 years. I played over 200 games before I got to the grand final. So it was a long journey to get there. And, we just wanted to take that opportunity. The whole South Sydney area was buzzing, and it was just an amazing night, an amazing victory. And, great to top it off with the Guarana. It was pretty good too. So.
Who was the best player you played with?
I'd have to say Greg. I'd still reckon he's the best player, besides a few years. But I think just to the way he could run around people, run over people, smash them in defence, play fullback, he could do it all. So he's definitely the best player I've played with. And my job was easy. Just give the ball to Greg. Square up, give it to Greg, and he does the rest. So.
We saw some footage of Russell Crowe there celebrating. What was it like when Russell first came on board at the Bunnies?
Yeah, it was awesome. He turned the club around. I remember back then we used to get all types of presents off Rusty, like the book of feuds and stuff like that before the game. That was
what was
cool.
The best present you got off Russell? Remember, there's kids watching.
Well, probably the Armani suit.
Yeah.
We got an Armani suit. And the Armani undies, they're $50, $60.
Not bad for a boy from Maroubra.
I know, kept them for a while. Used them up.
I seen footage of when you won the comp and you took the trophy down the beach. You grew up pretty much on the beach at Maroubra.
Yeah.
Well, how was that when you took that trophy down the beach with all your mates?
I think, that whole week was so big. And, we got to do the parade on the bus. So we got to go all around the beaches and end up in the city. And I thought that was really special. The boys were pretty hung by then. I think it was Thursday when we did that. But you know, it was just an enjoyable week, and you know, I thought about lifting that trophy for so long, and to make it finally happen, it was a big moment for myself and my family and the club.
You talk about Russell and you talk about going down to the beach, the Bra Boys. You know, you're part of all that, and it's interesting, most people wouldn't know what it's all about, the Bra Boys, if they hadn't watched the movie. What's it like at the moment, all the young kids coming through at Maroubra compared to maybe what it was like when you came through?
Yeah, the beach has changed a lot. It's a lot more, I would say, family orientated. All the boys have kids now, and you know, we want to make Maroubra, you know, a good environment for our kids to grow up in. And we've got a good board riders, North Maroubra surf riders down there. They do a great job. All the boys do a great job with the kids and getting them involved in surfing and stuff like that. So it's awesome to have kids down there now, and you know, living up down the beach, you know, like I used to.
Oh, there's a lot of those kids who were down the beach when you were young from broken families. It gave them a sense of that community, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. There was a lot of kids from, you know, the housing commissions that came down to the beach, and surfing was their way out, or something to do with it, you know, keeps away from other stuff. So, you know, it's always been a great community down Maroubra, and, you know, some of the boys are really leading the way there. So.
What about Wayne? Tell us about Wayne, the magic of Wayne.
Yeah.
75? He's still got it up here, eh?
Yeah.
What's it like to watch him go about his work?
Oh, you're a bit in awe. Like us, you know, I love when he talks to the players. It actually gets me fired up sometimes, you know, just listening to what he's saying and the message he's giving, you know, to the players. It gets me excited, and I know the boys really love it. You know, we've been playing, you know, pretty good football the last month. I know we haven't been getting the 2 points. You know, last night was a tough one, but I feel like we're still playing good footy, and we just need a couple of bodies back, you know, and we'll go from there, I guess.
What about part of your role as being out on the field, delivering messages, water? You're a player that saw things and could make things happen. Do you still see those opportunities when you're out there, and how do you go about sort of giving that message to your players?
Yeah, I think it's a lot easier now. I'm not running around not tired. I get to see a lot more behind the play the ball there. So if I see something, I usually go to the halves and you know, tell them, you know, this is probably a good go this side or something. But yeah, I actually enjoy it the most, that game day. You know, I still get to go on the field, which is very enjoyable for myself. And you know, when the boys are playing well, and like the last night, it's really, you know, I love it. So, and Latruell, you know, doing what he does, it's just like shit.
What about Latruell?
You told him
when
that,
you
didn't
sit there and watch it, when you're sitting out on the field and you're watching his magic, what are you in awe of what he does?
Yeah, he does it so easy. It's like it just looks easy to him. I think, you know, like every time he gets the ball, I want him to get the ball all the time because he's so good. You know what I mean? And, you know, all his touches last night were class. And
So good.
You talk about the coaching, and you're part of the Fijian team. There's a lot of skillful and talented players in the Fijian team. What's it like firstly them, and is coaching part of your future? You feel like this is what you want to do?
yeah, Wise Cadaverado, he gave us a call and see if I wanted to work with the Fijian side, and I definitely wanted to do it. I didn't get to play for him, and I know my mum was really upset with that.
Yeah.
So, you know, being part of the coaching staff now and working with the boys, it was really good last year, and you know, I'm looking forward to this year, and you know, hopefully a good World Cup next year. You know, we'll have a pretty good side, I reckon.
Talk about freakish players, Cody Walker. What's he like during the week at training when you're doing ball work and scrimmage?
He's happy in warm up, and then he gets angry head on. You know, Cody, you know, when he's out there, it's just a different vibe, and our attack looks really silky. He's just got that touch. He just directs really well and tells the boys where to go, and then usually he's got that finishing touch where he can just find AJ or, you know, find the perfect pass. So, you know, we've been missing him, so hopefully we can get him back soon.
Getting back to Latruell, he's got that media ban and having a hard time for it. Did this come from the club, or did the mentor speak to him, or was it just Latruell making that decision?
Oh, to be honest, I don't really know. No, but I think it's working well for him.
Yeah, well,
You know,
there's none of that exterior pressure on him, is there?
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, when Latruell's fully focused on footy, you know what he can do on the field. So I'm excited for a big second half of the year from him.
Talk about Latruell. What about Alex? Like, he's been at the same club as you for a long time,
Yeah.
and you two are like the part of the fabric of the joint. What's it like watching him as he's just scoring more and more tries? I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but what's it like? Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. Like, he just, again, does it very easy. His positioning is immaculate, I reckon. He just be able to get the outside every time and be untouched is just, awesome.
Have you ever seen him drop? I don't think, I've got to say, I barely remember seeing him drop a ball.
With the
With a line open. I just can't.
I remember we played Manly in 2013 and we'd done this nice little play and I was like, yeah, let's go. And he knocked it on. And I was just like, what are you doing? As soon as we got back down there, we just pulled it again and he scored in the corner. So he made up for it.
He's very rarely out of position, isn't he? And that's why it just looks all effortless and he doesn't break stride, is because of his positioning and the timing of his acceleration. Even that intercept, he was up there because he was under pressure.
I wouldn't be taking him on too often in that situation. He also saved the 40-20. There was a 40-20s where you talk about positioning. He's just new.
Well, when he was about 13 or 14 years old, he was in an NRL ad playing GI.
Yeah,
right.
He actually played the young Greg Inglis, and then it transformed into Greg Inglis,
awesome.
No way.
the NRL player. So, that was pretty cool.
We'll talk about grand final heroes, Sammy Burgess. What's Wayne got? One more year after this year?
I think Wayne's got 2.
2 more years?
Yeah.
Well, Sam's over coaching Warrington. Could you see Sam coming back?
Definitely. He's learned his trade over there. Hopefully he would like to come back to the NRL and, maybe one day at the Rabbitohs.
What about
It didn't seem to end well, though. Like, how did, the whole thing left? Like, him and Jason, that didn't seem to... it didn't look very pretty at all, got to say.
Yeah, I just stay out of all that sort of stuff. I'm,
I see nothing.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't like to get involved in that stuff, and I just, try to keep happy around the club and happy around the boys, and that's all I do.
You reckon Adam Reynolds will end up back at the Bunnies in some sort of capacity?
Yeah, I'd like him to.
Yeah.
But I think he's got a pretty good gig up there at Brisbane, and maybe after footy.
Yeah, I've spoken to him. He loves living in Brisbane. He said it's the first time he's had any backyard for the kids to play in.
It's a massive backyard too, I'll say that.
Massive house too.
Yeah, he's got a nice house up there.
What about the rivalry, the Roosters and South? What do you like being amongst that?
I guess just growing up in the area, it was always there. Like we'd play teams from the Roosters competition, Paddington and stuff like that. So it was always there from the junior grades, and then obviously go to junior bunnies and you play them there again. So I loved it. All the boys love it. I feel like that's more the fans and the people from the area. They love it as well, it makes it exciting, and it's a great rivalry. And I'd love playing those games. They're awesome.
Does it ever clash when you're out having a beer or anything? Is the Bunnies and the Roosters ever sort of clash when they're out and any push and shove?
I don't think with the players as much. I don't think with the players. But I'm sure all the Roosters and South fans are...
Oh, yeah.
That's all we used to speak about before the games.
Well,
it's just the fans. Your fans get a week then to heckle, They get to walk around, their head held high when you get a win.
I knew you just didn't like each other, but until you live in the area, you have no idea the hate. And it's like that, the sort of boundaries like at Coogee there. Yeah, everyone south is the Bunny. Yeah, it's like that, isn't it?
Well, mate, Maroubra used to be part of the Roosters, so you used to be a Rooster. All right, so until they changed all the lines and all the boundaries.
What about Allianz? He's going to get back to Allianz?
I reckon we should go back there.
100%.
They just decided, the government just decided, 2030.
Really?
They got South Sydney are sticking to their contract.
2030?
That just got decided recently. So unless that changes in the future.
I think we'd get 20,000 there every week. South games.
So a lot of your mates are like, no, I'm not going to Homebush. Just give you a reason not to go.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to, drive out there, so...
You reckon you'll make the finals? Get back there. Finals this year, you reckon?
Yeah, I think so.
Once the boys all get back, you get your full squad back.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said before, I think we're playing, pretty good football. We get Cody back and Campbell Graham back, 2 very experienced players for us that we need. So.
Is Cody back next week?
I'd say so. He's been running the last week, but I'm not too sure how far it is, but,
Well, has he got the cranky head on yet?
What's that?
If he's got the cranky head on, he's ready to come back.
Yeah, well, we need him. We need him bad.
Well, mate, thanks for coming on. And all the best with the bunnies. And I like that jumper. Is that South?
Yeah, JD Just. He's the brand JD Just. My man Roman, he hooked us up, so.
Very good.
Cheers, brother.
Save us more after the break with the Sunday Footy Show.